Okay, this is a good one. I really like this expression. Uh, the expression is "that's how he rolls," or it could be "that's how she rolls," right? But let's just stick with "that's how he rolls" or "that's just how he rolls." That's just how he rolls. I don't know. Okay, so what you're saying is that is his behavior. That's the way he likes to do things, um, and you're kind of saying that that's just his way, and it's almost like you kind of you don't have any problem with it. That that there's something underneath it that says it's okay. Okay, so it's a cool way of saying it. It's a cool way of saying that's how somebody does things, right? That's the way he does. He likes. So there are people who teach English and they do it way differently, way more differently. Like, for example, when they're in the classroom, they write a lot of things on the board. I don't do that. I use paper and I hand things out, okay, because that's the way I roll, right? Um, and I use a lot of music in my classes, and some people never do that. Okay, this is not how they roll. They're, let's say, vocabulary and list based people, or some people are doing grammar and stuff. You know, that's how they roll, right? And what you're saying when the reason I love this expression is there's something underneath it that says that it's kind of like a live and let live kind of thing, or um, to each his own, to each his own. There's something underneath it that's basically saying to each his own. That's his way, right? So I can remember um, I was in a gym one time, and there was this guy, and he was like, what was it? He was stomp when he was running. He was making tons of noise, right? When he was running, clop 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 clop, and he would run for a short period of time and run super fast, and then he would quit, right? And I uh, I asked another guy in the gym. I said, why does he do things like that? Why does it do it like that? And he goes, I don't know. It's just the way he rolls, right? And you'll get that. That's just the way he rolls, right? Um, for some reason, that guy ran real heavy. But anyway, let me see if I can get to these other examples. This mouse has got to go. Okay. Okay. So that's how I roll. It's how I roll. Okay. But I think this definition is not complete because spoken used to say that what you're doing is how you like to do things or live your life. Okay. But roll means to do, right? But it's kind of a cool sounding word, right? That's how he rolls. So that's why there's some kind of approval in this because you're giving yourself or this person a label saying that's how he does things, and roll kind of sounds cool. All right. So let's take a listen here. So he's talking positively about his friend, right? His friend is kind of unique. He's got a little bit unique characteristic, but he approves of it, right?
Unbelievable. He's the greatest guy. And he just gave this. I'm wearing this pair. It's new. So now I have 40. Like literally double my collection. He just had 20. That's how he rolls. He's a gangster, man. He's been
Okay, so he said that's how he rolls. He's a gangster, man.
like literally double my collection. He just had 20.
That's how he rolls, and now he's going to follow with another surprising. Surprisingly, this is actually a compliment.
That's how he rolls. He's a gang.
He's a gangster, man. In today's slang, gangster, in this way that he's using it, means he's a cool guy. He's got it together. He he's he's a winner, right? He's a gangster. I'm gangster, right? So let's say for example, if I was, well, okay. Let's say for example, if you're studying English and you meet somebody who speaks English really well, you could say something like, "Man, he's a gangster. He's a gangster, man. His English is this dude's gangster." Means that they speak it really well. Or if I met somebody, and I've met tons of non-Japanese who speak Japanese very well, and I think, man, that dude is a gangster, right? So anyway, that's a compliment. But I digress. I'm going to go back to my original topic, which was what was it? Oh, that's how he rolls. Having a hard time concentrating because my mouse is giving me problems. All right. See it? Okay.
Spill your guts type of prime minister. It's not how he rolls.
Okay. So that's not how he rolls. And in that sentence, it says that's not how he does, but that's just the way he does, and she doesn't have any problem with it. All right. So let me give you an example. This guy is a YouTuber, and he wears a suit a lot in his YouTube videos. Um, he's he used to wear a suit like all the time, right? See what I mean? He's always wearing a suit. He wants to present himself well, and it's just how he rolls. Okay, that's how he rolls. He likes that kind of style. I do too. I think that let's say the 1950s in America, when a lot of people were wearing suits all the time, a lot of guys always wore suits. That was cool, right? But that's the way he rolls, probably for his own reasons, right? Um, this is not. This is somehow somebody that doesn't like him, okay, who was making him look foolish. All right, so this is him. That's how he rolls, right? And he also says his opinion, right? Because that's how he rolls. Um, so I love this expression. And next time you're at work, right, and you got a buddy who, let's say, everybody's using an umbrella, but your buddy uses a raincoat, and somebody says, "Why does he wear a raincoat instead of just taking an umbrella?" You could say, "That's how he rolls, I guess." That's how he rolls. Or you could say, or somebody says, "Do you have an umbrella?" And you say, "No, no, that's not how I roll." Okay. Or some people, they don't want to use an umbrella. It's a kind of a dumb example. I'll think of some better examples in the future probably. But like some people don't like to use an umbrella, and so they'll make a dash, right? They'll cover their head, or they'll wear a raincoat, because umbrellas, that's just kind of not how they roll, right? It's just a preference. Um, and it could be just so many things. Some people eat really big meals, some people eat small meals, right? It's just sort of how they roll, right? So anyway, it's a cool expression. I think you should use it, right, to make your language a little bit more cool. I just remembered a couple more examples. Okay, I had a student, okay, who had a certain way of doing things. So what I often do when I'm getting my students ready to have a discussion is I'll give them some time to prepare for it, and they can think about what they want to say, and then they can take a couple of little memos so that they don't run out of things to say when they're talking, because some people, when they're trying to speak the language, they're getting their mind occupied with the sentences that they're making, and they don't have extra they don't have extra processing power to think about the actual discussion, right? And they just freeze up, right? So I give them time to prepare for it so that they can focus more on like the making their sentences and stuff. They already have it planned what they're going to say. But I had a student who didn't like doing that, right? That's not the way he rolled. He really liked English, and he wanted to be able to hold a discussion without having to prepare like you would normally do. So when I gave everybody time to prepare, he never did it, right? And I would say, hey man, come on, let's get ready for this discussion. And he would do what I said, just trying to make me happy. But he didn't like doing it. And so I just sort of let him go, right? And his discussion was still good, right? That's all I care about. And so I just stopped saying anything to him, because that's just sort of like how he rolls. As long as he can perform, I really don't care like how he wants to do things, right? So I just thought, okay, well, it's just not how he rolls. He doesn't want that extra preparation time. Okay, I got another one. My brother. All right. My brother has these weird weird ways that he eats certain things. So, like breakfast cereal, right? You put the cereal in the bowl and you pour milk over it and you eat it like that. My brother eats cereal with no milk, and he just takes it and he he eats it, right? And he crunches it up in his mouth, and he might have like maybe some orange juice or something to drink to wash it down with. But he like if you ask him why he does that, then he says, well, it's not crispy. If you use milk, then it's not crispy. And everybody just sort of laughs at him, but that's just sort of like the way he rolls. And it's his life, right? And so another thing he does is he'll go and instead of saying like, give me extra cheese, or like he goes to buy a hamburger, right? Give me this and that, and he's got a certain style. No, his style is plain. Plain. And when he goes in and he says, give me a plain hamburger, the staff is kind of like, what, like, are you serious? But yeah, he wants it plain. He doesn't want any pickles. He doesn't want any ketchup, mustard. No, he wants bread, burger, bread. That's it. I mean, bun with a hamburger in the middle of it, right? And that's just like the way he rolls, and I just can't imagine it. But it's like, and as people have said, are you on some kind of diet? Are you allergic to something? No, that's just the way he rolls, and he's always been that way since he was a kid, and it's just a thing, right? So I don't know. He has a lot of those little idiosyncrasies. Okay, and idiosyncrasy is a certain characteristic of a person. It's a unique thing, right? So anyway, that's the way he rolls, and so I will talk to you on the next idiom.